Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. So, I want you to picture a scenario that's, well, probably a little too familiar. You're sitting in a dark room, right? Holding your phone. Your thumb is just hovering over your banking app. And before you even tap the icon, before the screen even loads, you feel this heavy, sinking anxiety drop right into the pit of your stomach. You know exactly what feeling I'm talking about, don't you? You're bracing yourself. And it's not necessarily because you know the number is going to be dangerously low, but because you honestly have absolutely no idea how it got to wherever it currently is. Well, we're going to unpack exactly why that happens today, and more importantly, how to fix it without making yourself miserable.
Because when you finally do pry open that app, you start scrolling through the transactions and man, it just feels like total untracked chaos. Half of the lines on the screen don't even make sense to you anymore. There's a coffee here, a monthly subscription you completely forgot you signed up for, a charge from a store you don't even remember walking into. It's kind of like a metaphor for your financial life, just crumpled up receipts falling all around you in the dark. And let's be honest about what the worst part of this whole shebang is. It isn't even the lost money. It's that heavy, quiet feeling that you are somehow just inherently bad with money. It's that nagging voice telling you everyone else has this figured out and you're the only adult out here flying completely blind. I want to validate right now that this makes people feel terrible, but I also want to let you off the hook.
So, what's actually going on here? Why does checking your balance literally physically hurt? Actually, scratch that. I don't just want to tell you. I need you to take a deep breath and really let this land. That feeling of dread, that avoidance, it is not a character flaw. It's not a discipline problem, and it certainly isn't because you're a careless or irresponsible person. The truth is, your avoidance is pure biology. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do over millions of years, and nobody ever sat you down and taught you how to work with this biological wiring instead of just fighting against it. You've been carrying all this guilt for a biological reflex. Okay, let's dive into this concept, loss aversion. Honestly, this is the piece of the puzzle almost nobody explains to us. Your brain literally hates looking at losses. It doesn't just mildly dislike it, it hates it on a deeply biological level. When you see money leaving your account, your brain does not process that as neutral, objective data on a screen. It actually processes it as a small physical wound. And because looking at wounds is incredibly uncomfortable, you look away. You stop checking the app. Avoiding the bank app isn't laziness, guys. It is your brain actively trying to shield you from repeated pain. You avoid it because you actually care so much that watching it disappear hurts. And this brilliantly illustrates just how extreme this biological reaction really is. 2 times. The pain of losing money registers roughly twice as strong in your brain as the pleasure of gaining the exact same amount. Imagine a giant scale. If you gain $50, a nice, light little weight drops onto the pleasure side. But if you lose $50, a heavy, dark iron weight slams down twice as hard onto the pain side of that scale. This is exactly why so many highly intelligent, totally responsible people avoid their own bank balances like they're radioactive. Your brain is just trying to protect you. Let's move on and see how this builds into another really fascinating quirk of our psychology. Because, there's another hidden piece of the puzzle working against you in the background. Mental accounting, or as I like to think of them, invisible money buckets. Your brain, quite secretly and completely without your permission, does not treat every dollar you have as the same. It takes your identical dollars and sorts them into these different glowing imaginary categories in your mind. You've got a bill bucket, you've got a fun bucket, and unfortunately, you almost certainly have a guilt bucket. Let's take a look at how these buckets compare, because here is the strange and frankly kind of dangerous part of mental accounting. Money that lands in the guilt bucket, those 2 a.m. impulse buys, the things you order just to numb a bad day, that money feels completely detached in your mind from the money sitting over in the savings bucket. Even though it's the exact same currency coming out of the exact same checking account, your brain treats it like it belongs to 2 totally different universes. This disconnect is the exact reason why you can feel like a financially responsible person who cares about saving while simultaneously bleeding money on impulse buys that you can't even explain. Now, what's really interesting about this is the research proving we can totally break out of this cycle. This literally changes everything. There was this recent study where people tracked every single dollar they spent for 90 days. But here is the absolutely critical part. They didn't force these people onto strict, punishing budgets. They didn't tell them to cut out their daily coffee or stop buying shoes. All they asked them to do was simply write down or log what they spent. Nothing more. Just track it. Let's see what happened. The results surprised even the researchers who set up the study. By the end of the 90 days, the total amount spent, it didn't meaningfully drop. People spent roughly the exact same amount of money overall. But where that money went changed dramatically. The chaotic, guilt-driven 3 a.m. purchases shrank incredibly fast. And without anyone telling them to do it, they're spending on things that actually brought them real, meaningful joy, like a beautiful dinner with a loved one or investing in a hobby, went up significantly. So the crucial point here is this: alignment is greater than restriction. This is the central reframe for this entire explainer. When you track your spending, you aren't stepping into a torture chamber. Tracking isn't a punishment designed to shrink your life or make you feel bad. It is entirely about aligning your money with your actual lived values. When you just observe your money, it automatically starts flowing away from your unconscious, stress-driven habits and starts flowing toward the things you actually care about. Saving money was never really the goal. Alignment was the goal. I really, really want you to feel the deep relief in those words. You can totally let go of the shame you carry about money today, because that shame isn't really about the sheer amount of dollars you've spent over the years. It's just the background static of spending blindly on things that don't actually matter to you. Once you realize that, the guilt just kind of evaporates. You just needed to align your compass.
So I want to invite you to step into a space of quiet empowerment. We're going to do a very simple, incredibly gentle 7-day challenge. And no, this isn't about setting up complex spreadsheets in a panic, I promise. Think of this as turning on a warm, orderly light in that dark room we talked about at the very beginning. It's time to stop hiding from your own bank account because you have absolutely nothing to be afraid of anymore. Here's how we do it, just 3 super easy steps. Step 1, for the next 7 days, do not cut anything. Seriously, do not restrict a single purchase. Step 2, just write down every single thing you spend, even the small stuff, even the slightly embarrassing stuff. Using a simple notes app on your phone is perfectly fine. The goal here is absolutely not perfection. And step 3, observe it all with awareness, not judgment. Because as we saw in the study, mere awareness naturally rewires your brain to make better choices without you ever having to force it. You are not bad with money. Let me say that again. You are not bad with money. I'm saying this to you like a trusted friend who has absolutely been there. You are not broken. You are not a failure at adulthood. You've just never been shown your own patterns clearly enough to actually change them. And now, you have the tools to see them. You've total permission to forgive yourself for your past financial chaos. You just didn't have the lights turned on yet. Think rich, live free. It is such an amazing feeling to finally be in the driver's seat of your own life. If this explainer shifted something inside of you today, if it helped you drop even a little bit of that financial baggage, hit subscribe to Wealth Mind. We do this every single week, breaking down real psychology, revealing real patterns, and giving you real ways to finally feel in control of your money stress-free. So take that 7-day challenge, be kind to yourself, and ask yourself this: what could your life look like if your money finally started funding your actual dreams instead of just your daily stress? I'll see you in the next explainer.